Okay, Jai Hind once again. Who is going to start first?
May I, sir?
Okay, Amruta, we will start with you. Manjeet, you will
Uh, am
keep
I
you will keep
am I
time.
audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Manjeet, the format is if previous speaker is supposed to keep time, so first speaker you keep the time at 2.5 minute. You will say last 30 seconds. Or Sharvari is there. Sharvari is the old student. Sharvari, will you keep time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Amruta is going to speak. So
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
once you are ready, you can prompt her. And I will expect Tanu, Tomar also to speak in the end. Whatever topic, it is just a practice.
Yes, sir. Yes. Uh, may I start? I'm ready.
Hi, you may start.
Good morning, everyone. Jai Hind. I'm Amruta Srisagar, and my today's lecture topic is Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. I took him to discuss today because I'm really inspired by him. So let's start. Mahatma Phule's full name was Jyotirao Govindrao Phule. Was born on the 11th April 1827 at Kutam in Satara. He spent his entire life in a social work. He always strived for the welfare and the peasant of untouchables and the masses. Mahatma Phule's father name was Govindrao Sheriba Phule and his mother name was Chinabai Phule. His wife was Savitribai Phule, who inspires me the most because of her we girls can learn now, we can get education. Savitribai Phule, the first female teacher, and by educating Savitribai Phule herself, Jyotiba Phule established the first girls' school in Pune. His mother died when Jyotiba was young. He married Savitribai Phule at very young age of 13. Mahatma Phule completed his secondary education at the Scottish Mission High School. He was known as a student of brilliant intellect in a school life. Realizing the ignorance is responsible for the bitterness and inequality in society, Jyotirao began to strive for what women and the masses should learn. He thought that only if the girls should learn, then the real development of the family and society is possible and will be seen in the future. Mahatma Phule educated Savitribai Phule, his wife, and established the first girls' school in Maharashtra in 1848 in Pune. He entrusted the responsibility of teaching uh, there, there to his wife Savitribai Phule. Later, he also established a school for the untouchables. Mahatma Phule, along with his colleagues and followers, established the Satyashodak Samaj in 1873. The great aim of this organization was to bring justice to the victims of the society, to create a noble society through education by eradicating the casteism and untouchability. Mahatma Phule's writing and reading were profound. His writing is so good that we can think how the old people, old freedom fighter have a mentality, how they great in their writing. His books
Last
were
30 seconds.
okay. ओके. शेतकऱ्यांचा असूड, सार्वजनिक सत्यधर्म and Gulamgiri are the famous. His writing shows how great thinker and writer he was. In the conclusion, I would like to conclude that when we think, read, write, or listen to the our old freedom fighters, we really get inspiration for day and for the long period. It
Time.
motivates us, so we should know them little bit more. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good, Amruta. You picked up a very nice personality to speak upon. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Savitribai Phule. Both are inspirational social reformer. See, their contribution today is, in retrospect, if we see, is immense. Nobody can match in terms of this educational contribution what they did. You rightly said that today's girls should thank Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Savitribai Phule because in India, before independence, this was the greatest thing which happened. And right at the time of independence, we had so many. females who were well learned, highly educated, and we got the voting right at the independence. So what why it could happen? Because there was education behind it, and such personalities are the greatest heroes and heroines in our history. If you see in government offices, especially in Maharashtra, we see the photos of these great people. Unfortunately, they are restricted to one state. That is a sad part. In fact, their contribution is at national level, so they should be worshipped at national level. That is my personal view. Good, Amruta, you have spoken well. Communication skill is okay, and you can bring little modulation in your speech. Modulation in the sense, on a important point, you can stress upon. Okay, Amruta.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Feel about it when you again hear your own speech. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Manjeet, ready?
Yes, sir.
So now, Amruta, keep time.
Yes, sir. Manjit, sir, you can start.
Okay. Morning, gentlemen. Today my topic is Indo-Sri Lanka relations. History of Indo-Sri Lanka relation can be traced from a long time. Sri Lanka is one of the India's neighboring countries. Southern part of India shares the boundary with northern part of Sri Lanka, and both the countries are separated by Palk Strait. Sri Lanka shares boundary of 30 nautical mile with India. If we trace it from the history, in the 1972, Sri Lanka framed its constitution. In that constitution, Sinhalese were given priority. At the same time, Tamils were residing in Sri Lanka, but they were not given that much priority as compared to Sinhalese. In the 1976, they formed their own group to counter or to gain their own rights against Sri Lanka. In the 1983, they started a civil war. They formed their group named as Litte, Liberation of Tiger Tamil Ilam. At the same time, in the 1992, Indian Army deployed there, and they launched the operation named as Operation Pawan. In that, India provided infrastructures, rebuilt their houses for those people who have lost their house and their places. Also, there is one major issue between India and Sri Lanka, that is issue of fishermen. Both the fishermen of both the countries sometimes cross the boundaries, due to which the conflict starts between both the countries. For that, the memorandum of understanding has been signed between both the countries that whenever they will send their fishermen, they will equip with them maps, compass, and all these things so that they will not cross the maritime boundaries. In terms of economic cooperation, Sri Lanka is one of the largest trading partners of India. In the year 2010, both the countries have signed free trade agreement. In the field of defense, India do army exercise named as Mitra Shakti and naval exercise that is Srinax. And in the 2019, the pandemic has came. At the time, Sri Lanka's economy was collapsed because Sri Lanka's famous earning hub is tourism, and due to COVID, everything was shut down. They was not able to, they were not able to gain that much amount to continue their economy. Secondly, they suddenly shifted towards
Last
organic
30
farming.
seconds.
Okay, they suddenly shifted towards organic farming, due to which they could not produce as much of production as they were producing earlier. And in conclusion, I would like to say that China's is Sri Lanka is also a part of China's string of pulse policy. To counter that, India providing aid to Sri Lanka just to balance the relation between India and Sri Lanka and to counter China. Thank you.
Okay, good, Manjit. Indo-Sri Lankan relations are very important, and topic is also relevant because recently Sri Lanka has faced some economic crisis, and China's angle is always there. If you see our ancient history, right from Ramayana days, we have something to share with Sri Lanka. We can say it was a part of Greater India, though it is
Yes.
an island, which is a small island, but it has got a lot of relevance, strategic relevance. I mean to say, Park
Yes,
Strait
sir.
is there. In times to come, probably parallel channels of transportation are opening. China is also looking for different routes, but the importance will never be reduced. Sri
yes,
Lanka being in that position and the sea transport system is very important for the world. And that is how they gain
yes.
the prominence, and that is how China is also attracted to them. And
Yes, sir.
Hambantota port,
Amantota is there, sir, which
yes,
is given for lease to China in 99 years.
yes. So these are all strategic things, string of pearls. In that also, the Sri Lanka's position, geostrategic
Yes,
position, is very important.
yes,
But
sir.
for India, we had some issues in the past. We must learn whether Operation Pavan was planned in a systematic way. What are the lessons learned? Was
Yes,
there any mistake? We lost one of the prime minister because of these troubled relations, because LTT was the
yes, yes.
main culprit organization behind the assassination of our one of
Or,
the five prime minister. So all
yes,
those things are very important when we say. Manjit, only one suggestion. You can, I
yes,
think, speak well. If
yes,
the topic is Indo-Sri Lankan relations, introduction should be brief,
yes,
historical introduction. You can
sir,
focus more on current, like
sir.
economic crisis. India helped them. We are looking
Yes,
forward for bridging between India and Sri Lanka in the times to
yes,
come.
sir.
There is already a negotiation going on,
Yes,
and
sir.
fishermen, that was a good point, because this is the always hot point of international relations getting affected, because every now and
Yes,
then Sri Lankans are crossing their lines, or they are
yes,
daring to arrest our fishermen. Of course, fishermen are at fault, but there should be some mechanism where they can warn.
yes,
So, but Sri Lanka is a very, very important neighbor, and we need to improve our relations with them in terms of trade, in terms of strategic relations, where China is kept at distance, and
yes, sir.
our sea lines can be better secured if we have better relations with Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is one of the most important country when we talk about naval control in the seas. Okay, good,
Yes,
Manjit.
yes, yes.
Now, who is going to
Thank you,
speak?
sir.
Sir, may I?
Okay, Tanu is also ready. Sharvari is also ready. We'll go to Tanu first. Sharvari, you took a card. You can have some more time. Manjit, you
Okay,
got
sir.
the hang of how to keep time. Manjit. Okay, I'll request Amruta.
Yes, sir.
You can keep time for Tanu.
Yes, sir. Tanu, you can start.
Today's my topic is importance of exercise and physical fitness. So, as we all know that in today's world, everyone is very hectic schedule and don't pay attention or don't think it necessary to have physical exercise in our daily schedule. As we all know, exercise is a powerful medicine. It can help us in our reducing our distress level, and it can help us to increase our concentration level. Exercise help us make our daily routine in a better way. It make us calm, and exercise make it very important. It help in reducing various diseases. It can.
Okay, I think some network issue. She lost the link. We'll just see. Couple of seconds. Okay, Tanu, you can continue. Again, lost. You can. Okay, seems to be a network issue. Just see. Topic selection should be a wise one. You can have your own notebook wherein you have different topics covering systematically. Yes, Manjit?
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. Just I want to ask one thing, sir. I just finished my one SSB, and my next SSB is scheduled on January on Feb of next year. So, in which way, I mean, sequence of preparation I should follow so that I will prepare in a better manner, sir?
See, at the very important thing is you continue your communication exercises,
Yes, sir.
practices. This lecturate
Yes, sir.
is the fulcrum of SSB preparation, because when you go to SSB, it is about how you speak, how you conduct, what is your confidence level when you go for interview or in group discussion or in all the conversations you will go there, except the psychological part where for a brief period you are writing something, isn't it?
Sir, sir. Sir. Sir,
Okay.
for communication skill, what should I do? I mean, on regular basis. Because right now I'm on leave, but after that I will be leaving home and further will join unit. So, what are the things which I should do
No
so that
issue. A lot
and
of
to
service candidate are, whenever
yes,
there is a
sir.
time, they join in this forum and they
Yes,
participate in lecturate. Find one buddy with whom you can
yes,
practice at least 10 to 15 minutes of conversation. And if someone
yes,
is
sir.
preparing for ACC or SCO, that partner can be okay.
Yes,
Amruta
sir.
is having college schedule, so a partner for your practices is one of the most important thing if you can have. Okay,
Yes,
Manjeet.
sir.
And in
Yes,
detail, we will speak one on one, where
yes, sir.
for psychological tests and for
Yes, sir.
GTO tests and for
Yes, sir.
interview, how you will prepare. Some of the
Yes,
videos are there which we have kept in
yes,
the
sir.
Scholar Warrior channel. You can
Yes,
just
sir.
refer, you will get fair idea how to go about it. Okay.
Sir, sir, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
think Tanu has got some network issue. We'll go to Sharvari. Manjit, you keep time.
Yes, sir. Just a second. 3 minutes. 1 second. You can start, please.
Okay. So from the starting, before 2010 or 2009, we used to have just phones, which we used to take, by which we used to help our neighbors, or by 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 the means we were connected to our relatives. So as the time passes and everything develops, this mobile phones got converted into smartphones. So my today's topic is mobile phones. So starting from the beginning, our ancient people or our ancestors used to use letters or something like chittia to give news to our relatives or our any closed ones, but it used to take a large time to get traveled. So after at from the late 90s and 80s, we started using mobile phones. Up to 2010 or 11, the mobile phones era was complete. The that button wala mobile phone era was completely stopped, and after 2011 and 12, every person was having a smartphone with them. But the smartphone was not always having all those resources which they are needed. For example, the data system from 2012 or 13 was not that strong, which that is now. After we got developed, and many schemes came, and by the means of that, each and every home was having a smartphone into it. By the means of smartphone, many people started learning online. The smartphone was having a large amount of advantages with it, also having disadvantages. At the starting period, we were able to see its advantages only, but later, when the students or the youth got started addicted towards it, we started seeing its disadvantages too. So first of all, what are the advantages of smartphone as well as mobile phone? First and basic most is we are able to be connected with our loved ones, and which is key to our good relations too. Then by the means of mobile phones or smartphones, we are able to gain more and more knowledge. We are able to talk with people whom we admire more now, so we talk with them, we get knowledge from them, and etc. Now there, in each and every phone, though it is button phone or any
30 seconds left.
there is a facility of email. So it is more convenient nowadays to be connected with each and everyone by the means of this. And emails also provides more and more platforms such as Doubtnut and that I'm not able to recollect. But in that email we can put any question and they gives you answers. So such kind of things may helps to evaluate our knowledge, also gain knowledge in future period. Also we all are a
Time
defense
up.
aspirant, we need to get connected to
Time up.
general knowledge so it can be used by this mobile phones. Thank you.
Okay, Sharvari, a very common and important topic related to mobile. It is when we speak on mobile, smartphones, internet, all these are related topics or social media. Because today, mobile, if we see, is something which is actually all encompassing. Today's mobile is a laptop also, a calculator also, a calendar also. It is our everything. It is walking office in our hand, and we are connected to the world. We can do all types of commerce activities on that. That means transactions, banking, this, that. So this has become something which is our now inseparable part. But then when it has become our best friend, but it is causing some problems, these kind of issues we can discuss when we speak on these topics. Sharvari, start can be much better and well organized, well thought out. Your introduction is very very important because that is the great impression if you can make. So be very cautious how I will start and what will be your introducing line. Obviously you switched on your camera, so that nervousness do set in, but then we have to overcome. And see, you have cleared return, I am sure you will clear the next return also. And you have got fair now experience, you will go all out for next ssb, and I'm sure you will clear it, isn't it, Sherwari?
Yes, sir. But the last chance was my last ND attempt, so I'm
But
not having any.
let's
But
see.
I'm sure, sir, any
Okay,
return I
you
can
can
clear
head
now.
towards now different types of entries based on graduation.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
But this is just a beginning. A lot of serving officers today, they started with NDA, but they cleared through CDS, AppCat, NCC entry, this, that. Uh, they don't give up, and you will follow their footsteps. Okay.
Yes, sir. Surely.
And topic is very important. Content wise, you have content, but can you organize? Because what is the aim of this lecturate? What level of thinking, organizing ability in terms of thought? Can you give your opinions? Can you speak quality level of suggestions, opinions? This is something important you need to catch on, because you speak as a leader in front of the G2 is listening to you, and you are capturing the audience, your own group. That is uh, very important when every time you speak. And I think Tanu could not get the good network. So what we'll do, I'll just sum up today. We have, okay, Tanu has joined, but let's see how her network is. Tanu, can you hear? No, I think she is facing network issue. We will skip her now. I just want to summarize lecturate practice. If you do well on different topics, you have your own list of topics from different segments: technology, current issues, social issues, some kind of very, very peculiar topics, especially international relations. So, all these different segments, go one by one on each topic, and you will have a very good database in terms of your information, because data is very important when you participate in group discussion, when you face interview, when you go for lecturate. So, very important. Tanu, can you hear now? I think you have a network issue. We will try once again. You want to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sherwari, keep time. Let's see if again the network gets disturbed. Then we will just close today. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can I
You
speak?
start. Yes, yes, start.
My topic is important of exercises and physical fitness. Exercise is most important. Most exercise is most essential for our daily life. It is it especially in today's youth need to exercise more than ever because we consume junk food and it can hamper our quality of life because if we are not healthy we can not live a happy life and want to be able to do our daily work properly. Thus we need to exercise to deal with our daily problems, but it is not just because it is not just we all the students do it, but every member of the society should do it. Physical is more is very important because in today's schedule we are think it necessary to do, but to focus more on our work and to have more concentration on our studies we should do physical exercise daily. So there are many benefits of exercises. It has lots of benefits in today's era. First of all, it helps maintaining our weight and it also reduce our anxiety level and further it help in our developing our concentration level and when we could feel and our brain work very properly and uh, uh, this uh, uh, this also uh, this also make it uh, so in order to live healthy we should exercise daily. Thank you.
Okay, Tanu, first time you were speaking, it happens that your confidence level is little less. Don't worry. More and more practice, it will come up. Very important topic, physical exercise and its importance. See, after COVID, the world has realized that our health is one of the paramount factor in our life. We were too busy running like a race, rat race. Everyone, students, professionals, in the house, if you see, parents are running, students are running, and grandparents are also busy in their own life. And this physical exercise was taking back seat. And once you get affected on health, the cost factor, the mental trauma, the stress in overall family goes high. And then we realize, could we do something preventive? Because being a human, we are generally reactive. Something goes bad, then we react, whether it is health or result. Even for exams it is applicable, even it is for health. But the health is something which is uncompromisable. We all should take so much of care that our physical and mental health, especially the mental health. Physical health at any age you can recover, but the mental health is a process. If you go down and get into a depressed mode, it is very difficult to come out of that. So when we do physical exercise, it helps in our mental health also, because you get fresh, you come out of that shell, cocoon, and you see outer world. And exercise, my personal recommendation is, go out, go to garden, go to open field, not in gym. Gym can be your sub part of overall exercise, but if you go out, see people, see environment, see the natural surrounding around you, that is also a relieving factor for your overall stress. And 1 hour we should give for physical exercises. Otherwise, the latter age, because ultimately we want to have a good life, it is not that childhood or youth, the entire life has to be good. So latter phase we need to invest today in terms of exercise. Okay, Tanu, good, well tried. Point wise, you must understand, go systematic, have your major points which are going to cover. Don't rush, go at a very very good pace. It happens in the initial days we are rushing when we speak. Go with a reasonably good speed, Pronunciations, it will automatically get corrected when you practice more. And by and large, good attempt. It was your first attempt. Good, Tanu. Who is there now? Aman
Thank
want
you,
to
sir.
speak? Aman or Baldev? Joined little late. Want to speak? Okay. If we will close now, if they are not speaking, good. Today we had around four topics: Mahatma Jyotiba Phule by Amruta, Indo-Sri Lankan relations by Manjeet, importance of physical exercise or exercise by Tanu, and mobile phones by Sharvari. It was after a long gap we had today's session. We will continue. Maybe third day, fourth day we will have these sessions, and more practice will shape your personalities, especially in communication and knowledge enhancement, which is very important for your whole life. Okay, we'll end here. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jai sir, thank you.